From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Chan with today's Voice Briefing. It's Thursday, September 26th, 2024.
I'm Clara Hendrickson with the Detroit Free Press. Election Day is more than a month away, but Thursday marks the start of the 40-day absentee voting period in Michigan when voters in the battleground state can receive and cast their absentee ballots. If you're not on the permanent absentee voter list, you won't automatically receive an absentee ballot, so you'll have to request one. If you're a registered voter, you can go online to mvic.sos.state.mi.us and follow the prompts to apply for an absentee ballot, or you can head to your local clerk's office. Once you have your absentee ballot filled out and ready to return, you can pop it into the mailbox or an absentee ballot drop box. You can also return it to your early voting center or polling place on Election Day and insert it into the tabulator yourself.
This is Lily Altavino with the Detroit Free Press. An investigation by the Free Press has found that specialized schools in Michigan for students with severe behavioral disabilities are leading on law enforcement at higher rates than nearby traditional schools. Critics say the practice is inappropriate and harming students. School administrators say they are trying to keep students safe, and sometimes that means calling the police. There are at least 24 of these programs in Michigan. They serve some of the state's most vulnerable students who have complex behavioral issues that may cause them to scream, swear, scratch, or kick others. In other cases, students run away from school. That's what happened to 10-year-old Caleb Killingsworth. He ended up handcuffed and restrained at the back of an Oakland County patrol car. To hear more about Caleb's story, head to freep.com.
I'm Andrew Burkle with the Free Press Sports Department. And folks, the Detroit Tigers cannot stop winning. Wednesday's game between the Tigers and Rays at Comerica Park is what baseball is all about. An electric crowd showed up to watch the hottest team in baseball try to further solidify their standing in the American League wildcard race. And that is exactly what they were treated to, right from the first Tigers hitter. After Tigers rookie pitcher Kiter Montero retired the side in the top of the first, breakout star Parker Meadows waited just one pitch to start the scoring, blasting a second pitch slider over the fence to give the Tigers a 1-0 lead that they never looked back from. The entire night after that frankly felt like a formality. Sure, there were some big moments like Spencer Torkelson's no-doubt home run that gave the Tigers a little bit of a wiggle room and a 5-1 lead, but really, this was a giant party. While the Tigers and manager AJ Hinch insist that they're taking it one pitch at a time, one bat at a time, one game at a time, and one day at a time, Tigers fans are doing anything but. You can feel the magic in the air. Every moment just feels like it has an extra importance to it. Like when Jackson Jobe, the top pitching prospect in all of baseball, came into the game in the ninth inning to close things down. You would have thought that he was coming in to close out the World Series with how excited the Tigers fans have been. And I mean, can you blame them? Tigers have won 4 games in a row and have won 7 of the last 8 games, as the teams they're chasing, primarily the Kansas City Royals and Minnesota Twins, have seemingly stumbled at nearly every turn. The Twins were finally able to stop the bleeding on Wednesday, coming back from a 3-0 deficit to beat the Marlins 8-3 and to stay within 2 games of the Tigers. Meanwhile, the Royals won their second game in a row after losing 7 straight, but they're still tied with the Tigers and only holding on to the second of 3 wildcard spots thanks to a tiebreaker. So let's recap. 6 teams make the playoffs in the American League, and the Tigers are currently the 6th team with a 2-game lead over the Twins. They still have a chance of passing the Royals too if they can be 1 game better than them over the last 4. All that goes to say that there's still a lot that can happen, but with every day, the once fairy tale of the Tigers playing in the postseason is looking more and more likely.
Find more from the Detroit Free Press on freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thanks for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.